before he finishes saying his opening remark, wameshaanza kusema tulisema nini? Atuko Kariuki, akimaliza Kariuki sasa 100,000. Josiah Kariuki, owner of SBL, was called by the committee today to appear before the Agriculture Committee in Parliament. Let us start first of all by the organization of this committee. Totally disorganized. Totally unaware of anything called procedure or anything. Totally disrespectful. We go first of all to 5th floor in the Parliament building that they had called us. The building has not yet even been handed over. Paint everywhere. We stay for 2 hours without starting the meeting at 10. They call us to Parliament. And the first thing they tell us is that we are wasting time. When for 2 hours we have been sitting there and they are doing nothing, looking for a room, not having been organized and telling us to reach on time. Enter Josiah Kariuki and his team of lawyers. And what does the committee do first? They start attacking the lawyers and saying they did not call lawyers here, that in case they want lawyers, they'll be able to talk to them and all that. And they called us guys. Lawyers who have qualified and done their work, you call them guys. Why? Because you are sitting in Parliament and you think that those privileges allow you to insult us? Is that the capability of this chairman? Is that the intelligence, most intelligent person they could get to be a chairman of this committee? Parliament fails us. This is embarrassing. So what do when Josiah comes in? They become being hostile from the word go. He wants to give his statement. He wants to give his chronology of events. He wants to tell them who he is. And before he does that, they are asking various questions which they seem to have prepared and must have been sponsored by somebody. If this committee was here to favor somebody, then they have succeeded. If this committee had been a stacked deck from before, then this was intentional. And when we told them that when they told us that they wanted a printed report and we told them they can give us a day, and what do they tell us? No, we are now ready because the Hansard records everything. We give them documents. Before they go through the documents, they are asking questions or things they do not even understand. Josiah tries to tell them, I've got an explanation to everything. They do not want him to explain. He's trying to tell him how he reached the end of his products, how he was selling them, how he managed to get the contracts. They don't want to listen. So why is this committee even there? Who has sponsored them? Who is backing them? Have they been paid? Because we are not embarrassed to say that that is a possibility. Are they favoring somebody? That is possible. This committee is a sham. They do not know what they are doing. They are serving a particular master.
And above what Cleaver said, I need to put things in perspective. My name is Sam Nyaberi. I'm one of the team members representing Joe in the interview, the sham interview that we have had, or investigation that we have had with the committee, Agriculture Committee of the Parliament. This is why I'm saying it's a sham. Number one, Parliament is known to enact laws and procedure. The procedure that I have seen in that session is not anywhere provided for by the law. Number two, we cannot have a person prosecuting, a person being the judge, and a person being the executor of the whole proceedings. What do I mean by that? The chair and his team of Parliament in the committee were the prosecutors of this investigation. They have sentenced our client without even the due process being followed, and they are executing that which they have also investigated upon. Now, where are the rules of procedure? The rules of procedure have been thrown into disarray. And whereas Parliament is the same body that is supposed to enact rules and procedure, this one, it trembled on its own legs, on its own feet, because Kariuki presented his evidence, and the more he wanted to explain whatever he knows about SBL and the engagements with the NCBB and the KEBS, he was blocked from presenting that kind of information. The documentation, we had sent documents prior by mail. But when we get there, not a single page of a document has been presented. What does that mean, or what does that show? The level and degree of preparedness or unpreparedness for that matter. So we are here, we are saying we have come out of the session, yes, but that session, allow me to say, it is a sham session. They are so biased. And that is what, if they come up with a decision that on culpability of our clients, we have an impartial arbiter, which is a court of law. Thank you.
Mteja wetu Joel Kariuki aliitwa na summons za kuja katika bunge la taifa leo mwendo wa saa 4. Na katika ile summons kulikuwa na maagizo ya kwamba aweze kupeana stakabadhi zake, ripoti zake na chochote kile ambacho atakitumia katika kujitetea. Aliweza kufanya hivyo. Ile email tuliyopewa tukaweza kupeperusha vitu vyeti vyote. Tulifika hapa saa 3:30 katika bunge la kifahari ambalo halina ofisi. Nyumba kubwa ambazo serikali wa Kenya wametoshwa ushuru. Tumekaa pale saa 3:30 mpaka mwendo wa karibu saa 5. Tukaambiwa hamna ofisi, wacha watafute ofisi. Kisha tukaletwa kwenye bunge lile la zamani, ofisi namba 12. Tumefika pale, tumeshangaa stakabadhi zetu tulizozitoa hazimo. Na maswali tuliuliza, hazimo kwa sababu ni njia zao za kuweza kumbandika na kumpata na hatia Kariuki. Sababu email ya parliament sio email nyingine kama email za watu binafsi. Email ya bunge iko secure baada email ya State House. Hakuna document. Imebidi tupige photocopy kisha tuwapatie wale ambao walikuwa ni kamati. Kisha mambo karibu 7 yameenda kinyume na matarajio ya sheria. Jambo la kwanza, ilikuwa ni vigumu sana Kariuki kukubaliwa kupata ushauri wa mawakili wake. Hawa ndio waliotengeneza sheria ambayo inaitwa Fair Administrative Act, ambayo katika kipengele cha 47 cha katiba kinasema kwamba lazima mshtakiwa apewe nafasi ya kusikizwa na mawakili wake wakimshauri. Sisi wenyewe tumeitwa vijana, guys, mawakili shupavu. Kesho watakapokamatwa sisi tutawatetea. Leo hii wajifanya wana ile immunity. Lakini ile immunity nje hapa pale mahakamani ndio Nyaberi amesema kwamba sisi tutawangojea tuweze kujua mbivu na mbichi. 3, Kariuki anaulizwa maswali karibu 50 kisha anaambiwa jibu. Hata awe ni kompyuta, hata awe ni mtu ule whisky, hawezi pata yale maswali yanayoulizwa na watu karibu 10 na kila moja anajipiga kifua. Najua ni wanasiasa wakizungumzia zile constituencies zao ambazo walijaribu juu chini, kwa sababu vyombo vya habari vilikuwa live, walijaribu juu chini kuonyesha kwamba wao wana imani na ni watetezi halisi wa wanawapigia kura. 4, stakabadhi zote Kariuki amezitoa zimetoka NCPP na KEBS. Hakuna hata mahali moja Kariuki ana maabara, laboratory ya kufanya utafiti. Utafiti ule umefanywa na asasi ya serikali. Bunge leo linajaribu kuwakinga Bunge hili leo, kamati limejaribu kukinga wale wezi, wale wakora, wale waliomo kwenye KEBS na NSPB. Walikuwa wapi wakati fertilizer gushi ilikuwa inapeanwa? Leo wajifanya walia zaidi, machozi ya mamba. Kwa hivyo hili bunge limekuwa ni bunge linalokimbia. Kumbuka Kariuki aliitwa kwenda Senate mwanzo, anakwenda Senate Alhamisi. Kamati ya bunge la taifa inatoa ilani mbio ili waweze kuchukua ile inaitwa prominence. Kama kamati mbili za bunge zina compete kuuliza maswali mtu mmoja, ni ubadhirifu wa fedha za serikali, ili hali wa Kenya wanalala njaa. Kwa hivyo huyu, na vile tulivyosema, mabwenyenye, matapeli, wale ambao ni makatel wameingilia katika bunge, wanajaribu kupindua kesi ili ule maskini, ule ambaye hana nguvu, aweze kulaumiwa kwamba yeye ndiye anauza ile fertilizer gushi. Sisi tumezimwa, hatuwezi zungumza pale ndani. Tumeleta farmers wako hapa ambao wanatumia ile mbolea ya Kariuki, wamenyimwa nafasi ya kuzungumza. Hakuna tofauti kati ya Kariuki na Waziri Linturi. Waziri Linturi na kikundi chake jana walipewa heshima, walipewa taadhima, walipewa maswali, wakibembelezwa, wakipapaswa. Kijana hai atapokuja anaangaishwa kama mwizi asiyekuwa na haki wa kuwa katika taifa la Kenya. Sisi mawakili hawa tunawangojea, ile ripoti yao inakwenda kwenye mahakama ya taifa. Hakuna hata mbunge mmoja hapa atasimama kotini ili tuweze kumuuliza maswali. Ndiposa tulisema, na mnajua kwamba bunge na executive wanakuanga wanaandikwa kazi ya kibarua miaka 5, lakini mahakama ni mpaka miaka 70. Kwa hivyo the judicial is the final destination to save our clients. The politicians have taken an oath to cover the bad guys. He's a small entrepreneur from even his body. You can see they can crush him. But we are sure, as the defenders of the law, the same law that Parliament has passed, that any travesty on justice, any form of behavior that does not guarantee him natural rights of justice, we shall challenge pale mbele. Jana tulikuwa na huyu kijana kule DCI, tukasema tunakuja bunge, tukitoka hapa bado tunamchukua DCI. Munaona serikali kwa njia zozote zile inajaribu kubadilisha story. Jana waziri na timu yake, mbwembwe zilichezwa eti fertilizer ya huyu inaletwa pale, na waziri anaulizwa hii, kisha anasema kwamba kamata huyo. Tangu lini waziri amefanya utafiti? Tangu lini waziri alifanya research yakasema kwamba ile ni mbolea gushi? Kwa hivyo ni vitu viko stage managed. Wana habari wamepeperusa habari zote live. Chairman anaangalia Wikipedia, kisha anasema kwamba diatomite kulingana na Wikipedia inasema hivi. Bunge haiwezi tegemea social media kufind definition. Kwa hivyo ni watu waliojitayarisha, lakini nimewaambia Wakenya, sisi tuko tayari, tutatetea Kariuki, liwe liwalo, yeye sio mgeni, yeye ni Mkenya mzaliwa hapa na ana haki zake za kikatiba ambazo sisi tutasimama. That such a chair can be entrusted to conduct the proceedings as he conducted. It does not apply better. We have instructions from our client. We are going to do a complaint to the Speaker of the National Assembly. We are also going to do a complaint to the Majority Whip and all the administration of Parliament. This committee needs to be disbanded. It is a committee that will not help the farmers of this country. It is a committee that is interested on the sitting allowance. And it is a committee that has a motive to cover the real culprits and divert the attention to the innocent young man who is being destroyed.
This committee, how did it come about for this particular incident? Why did it come about? Because there was a public outcry from farmers who are complaining that they are not getting fertilizer, but something that has been brought in sacks like soil and sand and everything. This committee starts asking Kariuki who is going to compensate the farmers. How is it his business? How can they ask him about soil that they have not even shown him today? How can they talk to him about farmers that he has not seen? But when he brings farmers physically, who can be seen, they tell them they don't want to listen.
Where are those farmers?
The farmers are here.
They will talk. You want to have
And yet, this chairman, who we thought was competent, and I am sorry to say, when I saw him at first, I thought that he was a very competent chairman. Let me just say that. He opened his mouth to speak. I was disappointed from the word go. He's a disaster. And I hope he's not a chair in any other committee. It's public. They had to sit because of per diem. There was nothing else. They were not prepared. They had no papers. We had sent to them. If this chairman is in any other committee, please sack him. They need to remove him from any other committee. Disband this thing. You cannot come and ask somebody questions, then you are the one again answering, then you are the one giving an opinion, then you give a conclusion and say what you have done to the farmers is very bad. Where did he get that information? The man who doesn't even know anything is taking the Wikipedia to start finding out the definition of diatomite and where it is found, whether it is found in Nakuru and Naivasha. That's all he knows. And that also from Wikipedia. So you can see, when a person is there, we have given them documents, he has not prepared, he starts taking his phone to Google, we have a big problem. We have a big problem. And that's why I'm saying there are masters behind that. He can step down and sue me. I am waiting for him out here. But I can tell you one thing, he'll be embarrassed because we shall bring out these proceedings and show him where he gave this gentleman a fair trial. It's rules of simple natural justice. You are going to accuse somebody, then allow him time to respond. Allow him time to answer. Give him a moment to give an explanation. When he gives an explanation, you start telling us, oh, you're cheating us, you're cheating us, you're lying to us, you're lying to us. Oh, we are going to chase you away. Chase us! Rubbish.
And I am a farmer from Muranga. I happened to know about GPC from the National Cereals and Produce Board. I had gone to buy a fertilizer, the subsidized one. I went and bought. Then after that, I saw some GPC fertilizer which was being sold. And I asked them, how about this fertilizer? How is it? Somebody told me it's good, so I can try it. I actually bought 2 bags and went with them. I'm a farmer who plants vegetables, horticultural crops. I planted courgette for the first time. I harvested, and the harvest was so good. Then after that, there was rain. I decided, other than leaving this portion like that, I'll plant maize in that nini. The results were excellent. Even people around my place were asking me, what have you used on this fertilizer or on this field? I told them it is an organic fertilizer. What I want to say, as farmers, if there is any farmer who is complaining, where is he? We came here, we thought we would be given a chance to say that we have used the GPC fertilizer. We were not given a chance, and that is good. Throughout the session, we waited, we were not given a chance. What I want to say, as a farmer, we may destroy some companies which can be of great help to farmers. These people ought to have done due diligence. What was found on the social media, they could have followed, and the one who said what he said could have come and even be there to give evidence of what he used. So please, let us not destroy our companies. Let us support those medium companies. That is all I have to say. I'm Charles Mishek Ngabo, and I'm a farmer from Murang'a.
The documentation, the samples, the analysis, the branding is purely a scientific process done by KEBS. All our clients does is part the advice of KEBS. And that's why we were telling the chair that he is not liable. Even the name organic is a generic from KEBS. It's not him.
So your client is claiming?
Our client is supplying what KEBS allowed him to supply.
The right thing.
And that is the right thing.
Waende washike
wale waganga wa KEBS.